Right, good morning. Sure this is working or not. Alright, morning all. We'll have another 10-15 minutes before our first game goes. Just going to do some Facebook stuff. Morning everybody. We're just waiting on Mitsurugi, and the first game is going to be Harry Wiggins v Paul Gowan. We're about 10 minutes before the scheduled start, so just getting things ready. Paul Allen's going to join ISC later on, so you won't see his name there, but everybody else is there. Ready to go? Okay, looks like everybody's on, apart from Paul Allen, who join later on. So we should be ready to go in the next few minutes. Monitoring chat, so any suggestions and all that, it also goes on the stream. You can see there's the chat box gets put on the stream. That big white box, messages show up there. If there are any suggestions and that sort of thing, you'll get featured. And if you need to go out or anything like that, these all get recorded and stay on the stream for another fortnight. So if you need to go out and come back and want to see the recordings, they'll be on there. But yeah, the stream will just go be a straight stream until the sort of afternoon lunch break, just after game 5, I think. There'll be a break then, so you can catch things then. If you miss anything, I've got 10 games both days, and it's just basically a straight total. Whichever country wins most games wins. So it's not like Alchemist, where it was like on a round by round, a bit like sort of tennis, where it's like sets. So whoever wins like one round, they get a point. So it's not like that. It's just straight wins. So if you get a big 10-0 rounds, then obviously that really makes a difference, as opposed to winning at 6-4. Every game counts basically. Just gonna get myself some more water. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know who I am, I'm Craig Beaver's 2014 World Scrabble Champion. I used to be good at Scrabble, but I'm not now. So I expect lots of phony suggestions and missing obvious bonuses, so just shout anything out in chat. I try not to be too obvious. Obviously, with it being ISC, you're only going to see one rack at a time, so a lot of the time you'll be waiting for one player, and then obviously they'll play, and then the other player will make their move straight away because you've been sat there looking at it for a few minutes. So so it'll be pretty quick stuff. I'll try and have Quackle and Zisifer on hand to try and make sense of things, but it's probably too quick for most of the time. So, and also my computer is a bit too slow for having lots of things opened. Although I do have my laptop, so I'll probably grab my laptop to check things as well. But yeah, all the suggestions, just chuck them in chat. I'm definitely not going to see everything. Particularly new words. Don't have a clue about that. I think the only new word I know is apart from two letter words and 3 letter words is Iliaki, which I nearly had a chance to play. Hook for Iliac, and had an eye to it, because it means Iliacus, it's a muscle or something like that. I nearly had the chance to play, but yeah, that's pretty much all I know. The new ones, unless I've played them by accident on Scrabble Go. So yeah, another few minutes before we're scheduled to start. So Tech is Paul Allen, he's joining us later. I'm Evil Budgie on ISC. So yeah, I'll catch messages on ISC as well. We're trying to multitask. And obviously we've got the chat on the tournament channel. It's 88. So if you want to join the tournament channel on ISC, it's channel 88. You can go through your cog thing to join the channel. Just go on tournaments and join, and you'll see all that chat there as well. So yeah, from looking at the players, I would definitely say the UK is a big favourite, but well, we've got 20 rounds, 10 games, so you get 200 games. So it's going to be a race to 100.5, I guess. A bit Ryder Cup-esque. 100.5 is the winning finish line. But yeah, I would definitely make the UK team favourites. I think there's more strength and depth there, but I don't really know most of the South African Scrabble players, so it's a bit of an unknown quantity. Thanks for the follow. It's Halcyon Lunatic. I'll probably turn that off once the follow alert thing once we get going. But, yeah, I have the chat on. Excuse me. I have the chat on followers only mode, just so people basically follow. Helps promote the channel and all that thing. You can turn notifications off on the follow if you don't want. Basically, what the following does is it you get email notifications if you have notifications on when the channel goes live. So feel free to turn it off or whatever. But that's basically the only thing it really does. And the following numbers helps to boost the channel numbers and all that sort of thing. So that's why I have it on. I think we're about to go very shortly. So is that to refer to? Apologies for my creaky chair. If any of the sounds are too loud or anything like that, just let me know. So I'm keeping an eye on chat and everything else on the channel and on ISC, so I'll catch everything, hopefully. And we're going to start with Harry Wiggins against Paul Gallen. I've got the one here. That's changed from what I've got. I hope they haven't gone for round 20. Maybe it changed. Let me have a look. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. It's fine, bye. So, yeah, we're going to watch. I've looked at the wrong one. So it's a Tiger. They're not playing yet. So we're just watching this until the feature game, which is going to be a Tiger versus Mitsurugi. So that's Harry Wiggins versus Paul Gallen. This one, it's Howard Rayner. On your left is the South African representative. You've got Hightower Stu Harkness. On the right, so we're just watching this while the other game gets going. Let's start for Howard with the diatoms, with the blanks, or gazillion options there. Diatoms pretty good as any, really, keeping the double letters away from the next to consonants. Not as blocky as you can get, really, for an opening move, unless you've got a V involved or something like that. So yeah, all the games apart from one we're going to watch have started. So once that starts, we'll swap over to that one. I'll just repeat to watch the standings link again, so you can make sure you're keeping up. And you can check also the names and everything like that, so you know which ISC names correspond to the real life names, of course. It's more frustrating rack for Hightower here. There's day beds, but it doesn't fit as a bonus, at least by the looks of things. It always kind of knocks you back a little bit because you're kind of making sure you're not missing any sort of cute overlap players or anything like that. Yeah, day beds is a word, but it doesn't fit other than obviously through floating words as a bonus, so you're kind of double checking everything and kind of a little bit frustrated. So with this rack, it's a pretty crappy rack otherwise, but obviously the S is good and everything else, but it doesn't look particularly helpful apart from. It doesn't look like there's going to be any 8s, for instance, but there is actually one, though. There is actually a bonus here. Surprisingly, this 7 letters only goes with one floater, and that's the flowing O. Will you ever figure that out while I go to the feature game? So yeah, this is the big matchup. A Tiger versus Mitsurugi. So it's Harry Wiggins versus Paul Gallen. Two very high level players. Just check my shit. Yeah, we're all good now. Okay, so a Tiger starts with Roji. Really standard start. All consonants for Mitsurugi, so a bit annoying, but probably going to be able to say something here. There's Cozy to the O. Fairly blocky and scores pretty well. I'll put that down so you can see the score. Again, any suggestions, just let us know in chat. So yeah, Cozy is one option. So if you want to play more tiles off, you can play something like Z, but PCD is a little bit ugly. But then again, pretty much everything's a little bit awkward here. Cozy, Dozy. Cozy's not actually that bad to leave. If your opponent plays, most of the time your opponent's going to play off the Y. Well, I guess they probably play off the Y fair bit. Probably play along this line as well fairly often. If you play down here, you've got the NG, ING combination if this is left alone. This line here. So it's not actually that bad. considering. I guess there's Zygon as well, I guess. There's Zygon through it all. Zygon is Greek words. It's an H-shaped fissure of the brain. Okay, he's gone for keeping the Z back for I mean the Z is a very powerful tile, but I think I'd still played Cozy there. It's a 7-point sacrifice, and I guess it depends how you. It does kind of give away easy points. If you've got the Z here, then any play along here is going to score 20 plus, just because you're using the Z and the J. So, and what did anybody else think? There's no in chat. Quite an interesting move. A Tiger sitting with Worthy, which is a word on its own. Worthier to be blocked by copy, although it's pretty always going to be blocked, I guess, but I guess there was a small chance that Worthier was going to go down, but it didn't. So quite a defensive play of Withy. Withy is a flexible twig, for those interested, or also means flexible and tough. And so Mitsurugi, then, sitting with Zinged and an S. 25 points down. Pretty black board. Just that hot spot is probably the iron Withy. A lot going on this board yet. But yeah, gonna get a reasonable score with it. Zinged 54 puts all 29 ahead. Small early lead for the UK team. As other results go in, we'll try and keep track of the score. I'll add some little flags and that as we go along, so people can. It's more obvious who's representing South Africa and who's representing the UK. So yeah, Tiger got another W, but he didn't want that. So nothing fantastic. Still pretty looking at players along here like Oa. Scores reasonably well. 30. Yep, down it goes. Itsurugi, picked a bit vowel heavy, but going to be able to score in that bottom left corner as well. So straight away, the obvious players, Hoi. That's the kind of instant sort of balancing sort of play that you'd look at. Pretty slightly worried about some big parallel, but Hugh makes it difficult. So Ode doesn't take anything vowely to the left, so you're gonna have to like play something like, I don't know, MA. You can't really hit something huge here. There's probably some sort of combination, but it's not really a big deal. I don't think to play Hoi, so yeah, down it goes. 28 points the difference. And sort of inviting wreck for a Tiger, but double L's holding things back, certainly. No bonuses by the looks of things. I'd love to get rid of one of those L's and a B, but I don't think there's anything that's going to score particularly well by the looks of things. So it's a slightly tricky situation. I mean, the obvious thing is to play BO in the bottom corner, but it's a little bit ugly, but I think that's looking reasonable, to be honest. I don't see any good way of getting rid of the L. L and the B scores. Oh, that's nice. So yeah, that sort of extension from BO, that is always a difficult thing to look for. So 47 for Lesbo, a nice play, and 19 points difference. South Africa taking a little bit of a lead, but early days. Nip and tuck. Not the nicest of pickups for Mitsurugi, the FUT there. Similar situation, we're probably looking to get rid of Fug, something like that. Also, if you can score 47, you're going to think of that, but yeah, regift. I think it's a relatively new word, I think. Leaving US, definitely a good play. 11 points difference. Not the best of pickups for a Tiger either. Not had that early bonus yet to really open things up, but still lots of goodies waiting to be picked in the bag. As we get down further on, I'll show the bag and everything else. So yeah, probably looking. That F makes it difficult to play above. Normally look for something along here, but those vowels don't allow it. So it's slightly awkward. There's this spot here underneath the J, but nothing particularly great. Again, you're kind of focused on getting rid of an L, but I don't think there's going to be anything great coming down. So yeah, tricky situation. You're probably going to have to sacrifice a bit of score and leave something a bit ugly here, but I mean, the good thing about Patu is it does kind of make it a little bit more awkward. And I mean, you've got the M, so that gives you guaranteed bonus lane pretty much for your M. If your opponent bonuses, it's probably going to be there above or ideally down here. So it kind of shapes the board in a nice way, but yeah, you'd be hoping to find something else. Again, any suggestions? Let us know in chat. We'd really love to get rid of. The focus is really the AUL, and that is you want to really get rid of. A and pretty all equally as much. They're all pretty much used pretty horrible. Duplicate A, duplicate L, they're all pretty much sort of -5 to your rack kind of situation. I guess you could play something like alum, but on the bottom, but yeah, it's all pretty bad. It's a Patu, which I think pretty much as good as anything. So 9 points difference. UK trying very slightly. That's next to move. And picked out. Not too bad, but it's one of those kind of middling wrecks you get in Scrabble. One of those where you, again, focused on getting rid of those sorts of letters. Mitsurugi's gone for a bit more turnover and score, keeping the E back. So that's fair enough. 30 points. Koyo is a French word, for those interested. Steep roof design. So yeah, keeps that. I've played Paul a lot myself. Paul's Mitsurugi. And he does like to kind of keep things relatively tight. He doesn't like wide. He doesn't tend to. You don't get very many wide open boards with Paul. He just kind of keep things relatively boxed in and in a sort of way where you kind of have to grind your way back into it if you're behind, or vice versa. He does tend to play on these sorts of boards. So 21 points of difference. The Tiger sitting in the X. Yeah, so definitely got some scoring options, but the thing is, all these parallel players down here are gonna score well, of course, but they do leave this lane open, so positionally they're quite dangerous. Because whatever your opponent has, like if they've got clunky rubbish, then they can kind of play down here to the bottom and score. If they've got a bonus, they're obviously going to get it down and close things down fairly well. So it's gone for a more defensive Malax, more defensive in terms of bonus and board control. 30 points difference, Mitsurugi with a pretty nice rack now. Picked out another S. A quick look at the tile bag. Unseen tiles look a little bit vowel heavy. But those 2 blanks to come, the big uns. And yeah, nice play by Paul. Fade, 31 points. It's giving a little bit of an edge now, and it's getting pretty tight now. It's really the only place to bonus is now that G row. So yeah, pretty tricky. Again, any sort of suggestions, let us know in chat. So yeah, Fade has scored pretty well, and not the greatest of Rex. He's not the greatest of Rex for a Tiger. Hasn't really got anything to sort of play in this area. There's had to gone to open up a little bit more. But yeah, looks like we're gonna have the first bonus now from Paul Mitsurugi. 10 points up. Sitting there with a few bonuses. So you can shout any out in chat. Looks like this is going to be the main line G. The G row is where they're going to play. Probably having a look at that I. Make sure there's no 9 timers. So yeah, there are two bonuses through the I, but yeah, then neither of them are going to fit. Okay, let us know if you find them in chat. But plenty of options from that G8 position to play a bonus. So there are a few 7s there, so you can Paul Mitsurugi's for having a good look through them all. Seeing which is the most defensive. The Z and J have gone, so he doesn't have to worry about, like for instance, doesn't have to worry about any big counter player here particularly. Interesting. So he's gone for a Red Seer, which is one of the more posh words. Good play. Red Seer is actually an adjective, so it's one of those slightly tricky ones where it looks like it would take an S, but it actually doesn't. It's an adjective. Red Seer, it just means brittle at red heat, basically. So it's an adjective. Other options could be dreers, readers, rereads, readiers, or reviews. Oh, that's brilliant. All 5 would have played, but yeah, straightforward counter play for a Tiger, keeping things tight. Mitsurugi still got that 7 points lead to go next though, so looking pretty good for UK because this board's going to die a death pretty soon. Although pretty tricky to. I think we're going to see Adgen or something like that here to really kill the board. That would be the sort of natural play. That would really close things down. It does leave this scoring spot K9, K11, which could be pretty damaging. But that really sort of kills the board pretty well. Obviously, it's not gonna. There's gonna be options to open it up again, but I think I would expect Paul to play something like that. Assuming I'm not missing any bonuses here, which is always a possibility. There's a nice. There's only 1 8. You can play with this rack. See if you can find it. See if you can find an 8 with any random letter. give yourself that blank. Yeah, I knew that would go. See if you can find the 8. It wasn't playable on this board. But, needed a floating M. So they basically had Angel, AVM. You can find a cute there. So yeah, it's pretty good. Agen, 33 points difference. South Africa trying a little bit in this one. And a tough board, as I say, to really, there's no real place to bonus now. But there is that blank to come. Obviously, Quinn used one of the blanks, but there is another blank there. Some clunky stuff too. They definitely don't want the 2U, 2V. It could pretty much cripple you, but nothing major. There are no JQXZ, they're all gone. So no real major scoring tiles. The K is pretty decent, but so yeah, there's no real scoring threats either, really, other than this K spot here. There's sort of potential for some flashy overlap. Actually, this spot here, H5 down, or J5 down, sorry. Shoe takes an N, so that's pretty good for scoring. Play something like boom. For 29, that'd be pretty good. But yeah, this is the sort of main scoring spot, really. The potential for a big score here is limited because obviously you can play something like Hoon, Horn, whatever. So this is your main kind of focused area. That's the thing that will worry Mitsurugi or something like that. Okay, that's pretty much GG, I think. So Nazi is nice to open up, but Mitsurugi's picked the blank. And I think we're going to get a nice bonus to come down that's going to score 90 plus. Although it does, let me have a quick look. Ooh, no. It would have been interesting if there'd been a C left. Yeah, spied in chat by Ralphie IN. Yeah, Levation. It actually takes a C, Clavation, but there's nowhere that can play after it, so nothing to worry about, and that's 105 points. So basically the only way Paul could lose, Mitsurugi could lose, was if a Tiger gets back-to-back bonuses, but it's not looking good with the 2 U's, 2 O's. Pretty grotty stuff. So it looks like we're going to chalk up a win to the UK team here. Yeah, frustrating rack, I guess. Trying to find some way of conjuring up a victory from here, but I just do not see it. There's not even any scoring tiles to kind of get that 105 difference down to sort of 60 or vaguely threatening. There are no huge scoring places, so it's kind of a white flag move, but nothing else you can really do at this point. It has opened up a double-double. I know Mitsurugi, Paul, he won't be considering, he won't be doing anything vaguely risky at this point, and he's very secure on his word knowledge anyway, so yeah, pretty much just needs to play anything legitimate. Bus or plus and something along here, take some points, and that's pretty much game over. So just have a quick look at the some of them. So Steve beat Chris by 40, 473 to 433, so it's a win for the South African team. But Bob Violet beat Gerald 146, so that's 1 each there. As far as the team goes, I don't think there's any more results in yet. So yeah, 1 each, and this one's definitely going to go the way of the UK team, right? So I'll make it 2-1 to UK. So I'll put some graphics up shortly, sort of flags and that. So yeah, that down goes Penny. And our Tiger sitting with a few 7s there. See if any fit. Opus is an option, but I'm not sure that's going to count, is it? Could be annoying one, this, I'm not sure. Yeah, none of the 7s look like the fits with Opus. So there's 3 7s there, so if you can find them, shout them out in chat. With a V, it'd be Outdrive, wouldn't it? I don't think there's anything else. L, anything with L or A? I think so. Let's have a look at the bag, see if there's any constant heavy bag.
I didn't find a device named that TV.
That's my Alexa, I need to switch that off. Yeah, that was my alarm clock, that's the only reason I have it. My overly fancy and invasive alarm clock. So yeah. So I guess you're looking at ways you can play a one-off and have bonuses in multiple positions here. The obvious thing is to dump the U, I guess. Do that. That'll be the obvious thing, but I'm not sure that's how fruitful is that going to be. Also gives back a lot of points as well, of course. I guess you could probably, another way of looking at it is you could try and think of a way of potentially catching up is by hoping that the A is in the bag and your opponent can't do anything. But yeah, I don't think there's any realistic way of winning. But so yeah, you're just basically looking for the best kind of setup here. And of course, if you pick the A, I don't think you have anything. Tiger picked out the V. Don't think they wanted that one. Don't think Harry wanted the V. So yeah, I think it's going to be Mitsrud looking for an outing 2 here. Didn't see anything. Any bonuses? Tiger. Yeah, that V is pretty bad. Nice. Bank it. Bank it as a gold-bearing conglomerate. Okay. Sounds like a bit of a hybrid word. So yeah, Viva, shot down quickly, but yeah, it's all last right stuff. So yeah, once this is yeah, Moss goes down, it's really sort of maximising the spread pretty well there. So that's 176 point win in the end, but we're pretty close most of the time. But, that blank for Mitsurugi killed it off really. So that's going to make it 2-1 to UK. Let's have a look at some of the completed boards. So let's have a look at Steve G's game. So just list the moves here. Anything interesting? Rupits, nice word. Yeah. So that was a win for South Africa. And Garau's was a nice overlap. Yeah, we'll show that to Garau's player. There we go. That's pretty sweet. Particularly with the H blank, that makes a pretty tricky spot. So that's probably the highlight in that one. Let's have a look back at the other game that we've got in. Look, not too far. Yes, well, for the UK Jaws. Yeah, it's pretty isotone to finish. So it was a live game. An isotone really maximised the spread, so it was a pretty good game. It looks like we have another win for the UK there. Natalie Z winning against Yuma. Let's have a look. Tolerant reviewed. Just list the moves there for you. A couple of Thornies challenged off for a yeah, it's kind of wet swell things. High dodge. Yeah. Gosh. Yes. Yeah. That's. Yeah. Gone for a doff, which isn't that good. Bongo's fine. It's basically what's being challenged off. Doff isn't good. Font or whatever. Okay, so that makes it 3-1 by my count to the UK team. Let's see if I've missed anything else in I've been looking through. So yeah, 3-1 that we know of. Just have a quick look at see if I look at the results are in on the it's flipped around. Yeah, we haven't got any results on the online site. I'll post that in the chat again. Results aren't in on there yet. So yeah, it was 3-1 by my count. So that's to the UK team, but maybe other games. Looks like we're starting some more games, so I'll catch up with one of those. Let's have a look at the pairings for round 2. If anybody has any particular preferences for games they want to watch, just let me know. I'm probably going to see who Natalie's playing. Yeah, good. We've got all teams now. Natalie's playing well. We'll watch that game. So we just missed the opening play of Huey for Natalie. So yeah, Natalie Z, Natalie's ulti to UK team. Midas Touch. Midas Touch is Llewellyn Jevels, South African team. Much travelled Llewellyn, I think. So yeah, fairly standard stuff at the start. Midas Touch sitting with the X, so Cox, that sort of thing, looking pretty obvious. C is also a hook for Huey, or Hewick. But yeah, I think Cox looks fairly obvious. I guess you go Codex or something like that, but I think Cox is no-brainer here, to be honest. There's some missing a bonus. Let's see there is one 8-letter word, but not playable. You need a floating F for an 8 here, but always worth looking, always worth checking for bonuses. But yeah, Cox looks okay. Gone for longer exotic. Yeah, exotic's quite. I guess they may be worried about Huey hooks. Huey takes an ISC, so it's pretty good for bonuses. So yeah, Exotic does a good job of shutting down easy bonuses. I mean, obviously the S bonuses are pretty obvious. Still go with EHS. So, but yeah, it does block a lot of high scoring bonuses or bonuses at all. Obviously, it's very difficult to block all S bonuses, but A bonuses is pretty likely, I guess. If you've got an A, then it's going to go down, isn't it? So, I wonder why Huey was played in that position. Actually, I guess. I mean, Huey is so huggable that you'd probably maybe would play it up a position higher, or even 2 positions higher. I think I'd have played Huey, leaving any sort of Huey hooks are then in a pretty barren lane. So if you play Huey where it is, you've got this lane, double doubles and all sorts. So I probably would have played Huey here, but let's go back a bit. But so a nice looking rack anyway for Natalie. 39 points the difference. UK trying in this one. Nice juicy K spot. So once sort of worked through and decided whether any bonuses. Pretty much a no-brainer, really. And indeed, there weren't any bonuses. So yeah, virtually level. Minus touch to go. 3 points to difference. It's ugly UW, but shouldn't be too much of an issue. Should be able to resolve through the W. U, at least PWN. Would keep things fairly tight, but there's probably something down there. You'd probably be hoping to get wood down somewhere, but doesn't look like you can on this spot. Yeah, thanks, Deco Lady. Got a pretty good number of viewers. Pretty quiet apart from on the chat. Suggesting words. Feel free to throw out any suggestions or talking points on a particular move. I'm trying to monitor all the chats as well as commentate on the game. So yeah, PWN was a new word. So that's an option. Does take an S, spod and apod, but they're pretty nondescript. I guess probably looking for some sort of unword. Is unwiped anywhere? Let me have a look. Unwired, definitely. Well, you can have unwiped. That'll be cool. So yeah, unwiped would definitely be the play, I think. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, one of those where yeah, might be a little bit 80-90% certain on it, unless you're Nigel, and obviously everything's easy. But in a more stressful situation, you kind of doubt things like that, particularly when you have unwired. And Midas is probably fairly sure of unwired, but unwiped is a little bit less useful and only comes up once in a blue moon, and it does sound a little bit. It's one of those words that's plausible, so you'd always see it, and then you think, oh well. The fact that you always see it as a plausible word would make you see it, sort of thing, rather than if it was something weird and you saw it, then you know it's good because you've gone through the process of finding the word. But when it's something that's already plausible, then it's harder to kind of know whether it's good or not, whether it's a plausible word but hasn't made it into the dictionary yet, if you know what I'm coming from. But anyway, pawn was pretty reasonable. Keeps things tight, but Natalie's rack's pretty good. So 31 points difference, but looks like we're going to see a bonus here. One of those ER words, so yeah, Moilers and Spod. Down it goes, 67 points, so that's bonus for Natalie. And 36 up now. But a pretty good wreck for Midas. So it's going to be nip and tuck here. One of those where you're probably looking at the floaters a fair bit. The M is just not quite in the right position. If Natalie had played Moilers and EHS in B9, then unframed would have gone down. I'm being deliberately careful because I know a certain Stuart Holden always mentions unfarmed. It should be good, but it isn't. And but yeah, there's only unframed, but yeah, it doesn't go down. But it's going to be a pretty reasonable score and leave situation here. Probably going to get 20 odd plus and leave something that's pretty nice. So it's pretty much even game. Slight advantage to Natalie and the UK team. Let me turn that little box off. Right. So yeah, it's a case of how much you can score really on this with this rack. I mean, it's not going to be that open if you play parallel. I mean, the obvious thing is to play some here. Like FUD or whatever. But it's not very open. After you do that, which you want it to be open with this rack leave. So that's kind of a consideration. I mean, you've still got these letters to play through here, but it does close things down a bit. But so there's many things to consider. It also shuts this down. This takes an R, so this would be a good lane for your rack leave. Nice, pretty, bonusy rack leave with the R. So there's many things to consider here. But yeah, FUD's just too many points to score really. Too much nice points and leave. It's very strong. 25 points. Rackley is worth another 10ish. So even though it's not the greatest positionally, it's that sort of 35-40 points of value is too much compared to other options really. So 11 points difference. UK with the edge, and Aoi goes down pretty quickly, keeping the Z back for another turn. So maybe hit back. Ooh, nice. So yeah, Intel quickly goes down. As I say, it was difficult for that rack to really play anywhere, but managed to hit an eye bonus, which is pretty unusual. But 44 points down the difference, and it's given South Africa a bit of a lead now. Intel does take an S. So yeah, one of those situations where you kind of, from Natalie's perspective, whatever you play here, you're just hoping that the don't play retains the next move after you've kind of. But yeah, the good thing about Aoi was it set up that Z, so 15 points the lead now, and Jag goes down very quickly from the vowelless Midas. 11 points lead. Natalie trains slightly, but well, I think we're going to see another big play coming up. That Q's going to look very nice when it goes down on that N10 square. I mean, also there's the A1 line column, that first column to score with, but yeah, there's a big play with a G, and I think that'll go down pretty quickly. Also obscures that S setup, although obviously Midas will have two places for his S. He's got Jags, he's got Interlays, and even if that big Q play comes down. Again, let us know if you see it in the chat. That big Q play comes down that I expect to come down. Ooh, it's a big 78 points. There's still going to be plenty of life left in this board. Interlace is going to sit there for a while, as is Quite, for instance, is the big play. If you play Quite to the G, 78, that leaves this lane with the I, and you're also going to have this lane, and you're going to have this lane for bonuses. Oh, big miss. Oh dear. Quite. It just means to quit. That's a big miss. Still 31 up, but that could be a big turning point. 36 points left behind there. Midas sitting with the S still, kept from last turn. Managed to pick some vowels. That V's double N's slightly messing things up for them. So what do you do? Do you take the events or something like that? Interlays. Take it now. Yeah, I couldn't see anything else to go really. Oh, well, looks like that's a rather nice pickup to go with after that mistake. The keyword was quite. Q-U-I-G-H-T. That would discard 78 as opposed to 42. But the tile fairy smiles. So it goes. Let's scramble. So that's Rotting goes down. Big 90 points. 81 points of difference. UK leading. The games that we know of, UK leading 3-1, but there were another 5 or 6 games in that round. So we don't know the full score yet. I mean, we're not fully up to date, but as soon as the results will come up on the Centre Star, we'll give you the latest score, and we'll put some fancy JPEG images up on the stream so you can track who's on. I'll put the flags up and everything else after this one. So yeah, very, very ugly situation for Midas Touch now. I don't know what you do here, really, to be honest. I guess the one option to keep things open would be to play Xander, or Zarnek is a little bit better lead, but more blocky, so it's a pretty ugly situation, to put it mildly. You don't want to sort of block this line here, because that's the main way you're going to catch up. Let's have a look at the tiles to come. There are 2 blanks to come, so, and 2 S's, so it's not that bad, really. You could definitely go like bang bang, get 2 bonuses back to back. There's this double double here sitting there, which is pretty inviting, but yeah, I just gone for a change. I don't mind a change, to be honest. The bag was so friendly that it's one of those situations you are going to go bang bang, get 2 bonuses back to back. But yeah, easiest came down. So ooziest with an S is a Scottish word. It means fluffy, fluffiest. So yeah, that's pretty much game over, I think. I mean, there is a Midas can catch up a little bit with Ordena. So Ordena there's a double double, but you're running out of real estate on this board. To get, I mean, Midas is going to play it, hopefully Ordena. And then you basically need to get Midas Touch needs to get triple bonus here, a hat trick of bonuses here. Ultimately, I mean, how many does Ordena score? 86. It's going to put him on 315. There's 90 points difference. You need another 2 bonuses after that. So it's not totally impossible, because you can have this line, Draw Dana, you have line here and lines either side, but it's very difficult. I would expect Netley to be able to kill one of these areas, or just, yeah, obviously if Natalie picks out the blank, then it's instantly over probably, but yeah, I'm not sure why mine has taken so long. This is Ordana is a pretty yeah, it's maybe not sure the word, I don't know, but yeah, Ordana is the only option really. And a ride, I don't think it plays anywhere. Oh yeah. Yeah, Ryan King's in before he plays Ordana. Ah, there he goes. And no blank for Natalie, so this my maths is not very good, so it's 80 points difference now. So it's still in that, you still pretty much need 2 blanks, because 2 bonuses straight after this. Yeah. So if somebody wants to send the Twitch link on channel 88, I'll sort it out in 5-10 minutes, but basically if you put the link and with quotes either side, it'll show up as a link on ISC. If anybody would do that, I don't, yeah, on channel 88, but yeah, I mean, let's have a look at the unseen tiles. So, oops. So yeah, there's 2 blanks to come, so it is possible you can hit 2 bonuses. There's no S's left, so that EHS line is less worrisome. But you're basically, if you play your move here and your opponent doesn't bonus, that's pretty much game over, because 80 points, even if your opponent bonuses, they're going to be like 70, but you're going to get another move in, so you shouldn't lose if your opponent only gets 1 bonus in. So Vly goes down. It's fairly blocky. It's fairly awkward. The worst case scenario is, well, there isn't really one, to be honest. After Vly, it's very, very difficult to, like, for instance, if Mai just bonuses through the V, then there's virtually no chance of another bonus in this top area. The worst case scenario would be some bonus from here, A10, because then you'd have this line to bonus through. But that's pretty difficult because you'd have to have a bonus ending in two vowels basically. So yeah, that was the kind of geometry of the things, trigonometry, whatever. I give up with maths. I don't know. But yeah, that was the kind of more strategical, positional side of things. So yeah, I mean, the fact that the reason Midas hasn't played many tiles off there is to try and basically leave a situation where he can bonus twice probably, but yeah, it's pretty much GG now. I mean, even if Natalie didn't have this blank, it'd be GG because the gap 86 points is too much. Midas needed to probably score more, to be honest. Try and get off, even burn the blank to play Jags maybe would have been better, but realistically, I don't know. Or open up the triple or something. But yeah, it was pretty much curtains. Once he couldn't bonus, it was pretty much over really. Even if he did bonus, it was very, very difficult. Natalie would have probably blocked this line in the bottom, this lane here. It would have been very difficult. So it looks like a win for the UK team. Just a matter of spread now, 104 points. And tameable goes down. Capable of being tamed, as Zithifer helpfully points out. Let's have a look. Extra 5-point penalty. For some reason, ISC takes 5 points off people who challenge rather than give 5 points to the person who had the word challenge, which is how it would normally work, but it's the same difference really. You can see from the unseen tiles, FWRU for Midas. So nothing major. I mean, you'd probably play in this bottom left corner just in case there's some massive play you could overlook, but it's pretty much looking for an out in 2, safe out in 2, and that ticks the boxes really at this point. Okay, I'm just going to dig out my my link for Twitch. Here we go. I'll post the Scent Star link in chat as well. Whilst we're in the last right stage of this game. Juggling windows all over. Here we go. Sorted. Change my finger thing. Don't like me. Paste the wrong link. Oh. Do it again. Yeah, Natalie gone for the safe option of double A in the bottom left corner. 4's a nice spot. So Natalie just needs to really go out or even score reasonably well. I think there's ER left, is there? ER? Yeah. So it's gotten slightly dicey, I guess, but does Natalie have an out here? I don't know. Good question. Can Midas score anything with ER? Anything major? Well, it's probably gotten a little bit closer than Natalie would have liked. Probably gotten a little bit of a sweat on there, but I think doing fine here, really. As long as she scores. I mean, I would have just played AD in the bottom corner, to be honest, but or even burn the blank. So you want to avoid a situation like this where you miss something like 4, and then, like for instance, they have a big spot to play ER. You want to avoid that stress altogether, and just kind of take extra points there, isn't it? I mean, if you played AD, for instance, Nelly would have had Arias and Rares, so made a little bit hairier than necessary, but unless I'm missing a big RE play, she's going to sneak this one for the UK team. And RE goes down 13. So yeah, 7 points margin. A little bit tighter at the end than would have liked, but Natalie takes this one for the UK team. 474 to 467. So that makes it 4-1 to the UK of the games I know, but there's been a few more games in. Let's see if there's any other game going with Mitsurugi, so let's have a look at that one. Looks like Yuma's going to take this one. Some nice words in that one. Good old ISC, it's clunky interface. Here we go. So yeah, lots of bonuses back and forth there. Yeah, 55 points behind Mitsurugi. I'm going to be struggling to catch up there. He's gone for a Mitsurugi gone for the big hive setup and hope for a 40. Good work. Worth a shot. It's better than no chance at all, isn't it? Really. So yeah, Reeve with all the ease is a good word. That's great now, but yeah, fair enough. Yuma's just gone for the safe Eve, and fair enough. Take the safe win. Nothing wrong with that. So that's going to make it 4-2. But yeah, let me have a look at the online coverage. See if it's got results in for the first round. Yeah, that's good. So, let me have a look. So it looks like from the first round, UK won the first round 7-2. So the wins for Natalie, Paul Gallen, Bob Violet, Andrew Goodwin, Colin Northmore, Rick Kennedy, Chris Cummins, and for the South African team, Howard Rayner and Stephen won. So 7-2 after the first round to the UK side. There's another game, but that's going to be played later because each round has 10 games and there are 20 rounds in total. So we know it's one each from the games we looked at in round 2, so that would make it 8-3. But yeah, I'll sort out I'll sort out some graphics once everything's up to date. But yeah, so basically the UK has, of the games we know, UK has a 5-game lead, but it can change very quickly. Obviously, 10 games in a round, so you can swing that very quickly with a one-sided round. So let's have a look at round 3 fixtures. So again, if anybody wants to see a particular game, just let us know in the chat. I'm going to try and generally find people who haven't watched before. Let's have a look. Well, Bob started. Who's Bob playing next? Yeah, we'll watch Bob since he's the first up. So yeah, just a few early moves. Let's list those for you. So yeah, if if anybody passes the first turn, it's because basically ISC randomly allocates who starts, but in the pairings it has specific people who should start, so that's what the pass is about. So yeah, Bob Violet on the left, representing the UK, and on the right is Howard Rayner, representing South Africa. So South Africa, what we know of, 5 games down, but very, very long way to go. So Bob with a little bit of an early lead. Him next to go, 21 points up. Fairly typical scrabbly wreck, not too bad, bit of sparring potential, not too bad a leave, ABBA, yeah. The other option would have been AHA, but because H is such a much nicer tile than the B, it was worth sacrificing the points there. And a big play from Howard there, South Africa. 25 points now after that big play of Layerized. So Layerized is basically the Sisyphus that tells me it is an Australian word to act like a flashy man. So there you go. Not very many flashy men in Australia, would I thought, but there you go. You can understand why they would have a word to something that's a little bit less usual. So yeah, 25 points up. And Bob with a pretty nice sort of synergistic rack with the CH. Couldn't get a bonus down, but he could get a good score of Rich for a 42. Keeping the S behind. That Y. Yeah, the Y was really the thing messing things up slightly. But Richin has given the bonus back for Howard with Diapente. Diapente, whatever. The Greek word in Greek music, the interval and the fifth, whatever that means. So that's a 45-point lead for South Africa in this one. But that Diapente with the E there, it's a bit of a hot spot. That's going to be the focus of Bob's attention here. Trying to hit the B or the Y to the double words. Get a good 40 points. So something like botany, for instance, can score pretty well. Obviously, it does open up to triple, so you try and avoid that. But botany's a pretty good score. I don't know if there's any other suggestions, anything anybody else can see. You could burn their S with baits. Yeah, probably not worth that. Don't know if anybody in chat can see anything else. If it's their baton, yeah, baton's fair enough. They just set up an S hook. Is it better than botany? 8-point sacrifice? What do people think? Tricky call, I think. I mean, baton is a lot better positionally. I mean, you realise that in all likelihood, most of the time your opponent is going to go in that bomb right corner. Probably, I'd say most of the time, but not overwhelmingly so. They're probably going to obscure that S spot because the only other real place to score is kind of this little area here. There's nothing major there. This is the kind of decent scoring spot. Obviously, botany makes that scoring spot even better, particularly if your opponent's vowel heavy. Burn off some vowels and score pretty well with that Y's there. So, I don't know. How do you is it an 8-point sacrifice? Banty has been mentioned. Yeah, Banty is better definitely. I think Banty is the play. MD4. Yeah, Banty is probably the best player there, I think. But yeah, we're good with South African Howard here. 9 points up with the blanks. So it's a pretty good situation for South Africa in this one. No doubt having a good look for bonuses. The D looks pretty inviting in the bottom left corner. What do you think? Anybody find anything there? Yeah, it's one of those. There are apparently a couple of options, but it's one of those where you're always going to kind of see the word, but are you going to be sure of it because it's a plausible word? It's whether it's in the dictionary or not. That's the hard thing to work out. Are there any other options anywhere else? Doesn't look like it. Wow. So yeah, that's kind of conservative option. If you, I mean, it's gonna lead to a bonus virtually every time that play. But maybe he wasn't sure. There are two bonuses under that D. There are unwinged and unwigged, and I can totally understand why somebody wouldn't be sure of those. There's also a bonus of the H, which is unweight. It's nicely done if you spot any of those, but so yeah, pretty didn't want the J, but yeah, South Africans were very unhappy to see Faye go down because that's blocked Jingles and Battens for a very, very nice score indeed. But Jingles is still going to go down from F1. But is there anything better with this rack? What do we think? Anything through the A? Anything anywhere else? One of those things where, because of the J, you're probably not going to take too long on this one. Are there any sort of cute overlaps? You've also got Jingles here, and Jingles there, Jingles everywhere. Anything else? Nope. It looks like so Jingles is the big play. 73 points, and it's quite a big lead, 62 points. Anything else could have played? Looking through Zisifer. Yeah, doesn't look like it, so yeah. Fair enough play, Jingles. But Bob has got the blank and an S, so yeah, gone for Haj pretty quickly. Narrows the gap to 23. South Africa are going to live a lit edge here, but say we saw Bob had the blank and the S, although didn't keep any vowels back, so their pickup's going to be important. Not the greatest of wrecks here. Let's have a look. The bag's fairly well balanced for vowels and consonants, so. But yeah, not the best wreck. I mean, obviously S is great, but WU again. Obviously, I played WUD earlier, so not the greatest. So yeah, it's a tricky situation for Howard because I'd like to get rid of some tiles here because pretty ugly stuff. But the WU makes it very tricky. Any suggestions in chat? I need to play. Yeah, runs pretty clears things out pretty well. Fair enough. Bob has picked out a vowel. I'm not seeing any bonuses immediately, but definitely worth a good look. So I would make Bob favourite now, I think. I mean, obviously, you might need another turn to bonus here, but it does look like he's going to get a bonus down and score. He's got scoring potential here. 37 behind, but you think he's going to score 30 or so here if there's no bonuses available. So you place to play. Go for a little bit defensive, yum, but ooh, that's a big pickup for Howard though. It looks like there could be bonus here after that setup. Yeah, what does Howard go with it? Is there any sort of defensive options? I think. So Lutites and Titules were the two there, and that was the only place to go. Now what can Bob do with a blank? Can he hit back through the T? That's going to be where all the attention's going to be. 81 points, so even if he does find something through that T, he's still going to be pretty much neck and neck, and then sort of turn behind. So looking a bit better for South Africa after that big bonus for Howard. Personally, I'm not seeing anything through that T yet. Let's have a look. Yeah, the T's just in the wrong place, really. I would think there'd almost certainly be stuff through the I, possibly through the U, even. Let's have a look at the unseen, but nothing that's going to score big. So Bob's going to be a turn behind here, really. Bag, a little bit vowel heavy, so Bob's been a little bit unlucky. He kept the O back last turn, picked two consonants, but I mean he's got a blank, so he can't complain too much. So yeah, the two V's and the U are a pretty ugly thing to. You definitely don't want to see those. Yeah, I mean you could even potentially, if you had a big score somewhere else, you'd maybe hang on to the blank from the turn, but it's probably not worth it with what's to come and so on. So yeah, this was actually only one option through that eye, so it's not as good as I thought it would be. Again, if you can find it, shout it out in chat. But yeah, it looks like there's only one bonus player, unless there's some sort of nice. So Rodsman doesn't quite fit to the right of layerized, so yeah, it looks like there's only one bonus here. Amazing, really. So maybe in this situation, maybe it's yeah, Tom is. Sorry, that's a terrible play. It's like you're really better off. If you weren't going to bonus there, you'd play through the eye and layer eyes, play mines or something like that, then open up another big lane. Tom was just a terrible player, I'm afraid. It's like, why wouldn't you play like mines and open up have two triples available, two big bonusing lanes open, and you know you're going to keep one of them. You know your opponent, can't play on both. I mean, yeah, your opponent Howard, HWR1. You know they're going to try and play through the T because the double is a bigger threat. But you still got a good potential of 80-90 point play from A15 if you play mines through the I and layerized. You play here. It just doesn't make sense, but Tom just blocks your best spot and doesn't score anything. He didn't even leave, I mean, he left all consonants with a blank, so yeah. But yeah, for those who are, the only playable bonus last move was mid irons through the iron titules, which doesn't even hit the double word score. So I think mines is probably better than that, or you know, you can play like minors instead to get rid of the O, to leave the D to give a bit more chance of hitting the triple. But yeah, I mean, Bob's going to bonus here, but I mean, he's got lots of options. To be honest, he should be trying to find something. 13A has been suggested, endorse. You should be looking there because, I mean, he bonuses it with endorse there, where he's played. He's 17 points behind, and his opponent plays next. And where does, you know, your opponent's going to score 30, 25, 20, whatever. Your opponent's going to score now. Howard to HWR1. So HWR is going to score 20, 30. They're going to be 35, 40 up. You need a bonus. And endorse in this position, D1. Like, that's the best place to get bonuses, really, realistically. Or you could, if you play down here, you're leaving this line D1 open, and you potentially open up another lane here. You need that other bonus lane, basically, because that's you're not realistically without a bonus. Without another bonus, Bob's not going to win here. Like 99% of the time, he loses. So he needs that other bonus lane. So yeah, I mean, two really pretty bad moves, really, but yeah, maybe the difference between win and losing. Tom move particularly is really. I mean, Bob's got a pretty good bonus rack now, but where's it going to go? And he's got no time to cash it in anyway. I mean, he needs to open up when he should have already had lanes open, but he closed them all down. So even though he's got a good rack to bonus with, which is what he needs to win, where does it go? He has to open, and then his opponent's going to block it again. So it's one of those things that it doesn't seem like a big deal, but Tom and Endorse were both really bad players, and it's probably the difference between. I mean, he was always second favourite. It's probably difference between winning, say, 30%, 25% of the time to winning like 5-10% of the time. So it's quite a big difference, but anyway. So it looks like Bob's. Well, Bob hasn't picked anything. I mean, it looks good, but it doesn't quite make any sevens. So I guess you're gonna keep an eye out just in case there are any fancy nines or anything like that. But so yeah, that's it. That is Bob's final rack from Howard's perspective. So it's looking good for South Africa here, for a South African win to close that gap a little bit. Yeah. I mean, not the greatest of racks, but I mean, Howard just needs to go out in two, really. Ooh. Let's see, there was a little bit unnecessary opening. I mean, there's no way on earth I would play something like that in Howard's position, just in case I've missed an 8. Because if Bob bonuses through that E or N, then you lose. more or less. Well, yeah, you pretty much lose, yeah. So it's pretty ballsy of Howard to play Kivin. I mean, yeah, it's safe in this situation, but it's pretty ballsy. I think I just played like Vugs or something, SOS and Vugs. But yeah, ballsy play. So it's going to eke out the spread a bit more for South Africa. Yeah, let's have a look at the standings on centre side, see if there's round 2's in. So let's have a look at the teams after round 2. Oh yes, we're up to date. Good, good. So after round 2, this is round 3 by the way. Round 2, the scores are UK 13, South Africa 5. So there's a couple of games are missing because Paul Allen is doing his usual. He's what can I say? He's not doing his reputation either, is he, by coming in a bit late? But yeah, it's a very Paul Allen thing to do. So yeah, so 8 games ahead are the UK. But yeah, we'll have the other games. Paul's playing them later, so I think he's missing the first 3 or 4. So all fair enough. It was all planned in advance. It wasn't the spontaneous lateness. So yeah, 66 points the difference in this one. Bob, hopefully scrambling for some 8-letter bonus or 9-letter bonus, but didn't good, I'm afraid. So looks like the South African's going to pick this one, and yeah, repo goes down for Bob. Blocked the unis out, but Howard has other ones with through the T, got 2's. Anything else? Oh, Sui, yeah, Toms and Sui, yeah. So that's a win for South Africa. 438, 375, 63 points the difference. So it looks like some of the game 3s are still going. Let's have a look at one of these. Let's have a look, see whether it's still. Paul Gallen's usually one of the last to finish, so he's a fairly safe bet for a game to catch up with. So yeah, looking UK 85 points up on this one. Let's have a list of the moves. Catch up. Here we go. Couple of challenges in there. Pinksit and Cassie's. Interesting challenge from Paul. Whether he's unsure if Cassie's or D-Guns. Must be D-Guns. Oh, I'm not sure why the blank S is the wrong way around. Cost a point there, but doesn't look like it's going to make too much difference in this one. Yeah, Paul to go next, so yeah. Eight tiles unseen, so yeah, this is pretty much over. Paul's going to throw down some word. Going to be 100 plus up with less than 7 in the bag, so it's pretty much a win for the UK. We can chalk down. Play duel, very nice. Duel down here. Very neat. But yeah, that's it. Can pretty much chalk it up as a win for the UK. Let's have a look at another one. See if there's any more still going. Might be into the 4th game with some of these. No, it's back end of round 3. Let's have a list of the moves again. Gerald, South African representative. 24 points of difference. 2 left for Natalie, so Gerald needs to score 20 to tie, 20 and outs to tie, or 21 or more to win. So it's looking pretty tight. Looks like Natalie's going to nick another one here. Unless you can see a big AB place. Let me get a look around the board. I'm not seeing anything yet. I guess you could try and go for something plausible that scores 20, which is a phony, but hope your opponent doesn't challenge and accept a draw. I guess that would be a possibility here. Although what would score 20? I'm not sure. Yeah, Gerald's just taking the loss. 12 points for Ab, and that's a win for the UK. Natalie taking that one by 8, 49-41. So you're going to have a look, see if the results are in from this round. No partial results yet. So I'm just going to take you through the individual standings. So have a quick look. There are 5 players who've won two games. Natalie's won all. We just seen Natalie win, so she's won all 3 so far. Bob won his first 2. Rick Kennedy's won 2. Stephen Groost had won 2, and Chris Collins won 2-0. Those are all 2-0 after the first 2 rounds. So yeah, 4 of the 5 were UK, which reflects the overall scoreline, which is 13-5 after the first 2 rounds. Let's have a catch up with this is a round 4 game, yeah. So we've already seen Howard, but we'll watch him again. This is DRFC Colin. That's Colin Northmore versus Howard Rayner. Not missed much, just this is a round 4 game. Howard gone for Peony. I think that's come off. Yeah, you have peonies with an S, but not like that, unfortunately. So I think that's going to be challenged off unless Colin's thinking it's a good word. Yeah, my computer wouldn't be able to handle simulcast, I don't think. I might try it another time, but yeah, it's like my computer isn't that fast. I need a new computer, basically. I mean, it's a reasonable one, but it can handle things like Overwatch, and it could just about handle Overwatch. It used to be able to handle Overwatch, the game, and Fortnite, and then all of a sudden the frames per second halved overnight. With those Windows updates and driver updates and everything else. But yeah, my computer couldn't handle. I don't think it would handle simulcast very well. But I'll try it maybe in the break or later on today. But yeah, it's all on Twitch at the moment. My channel, as I said, saves all the things that's been streamed. They go on my videos section. They'll be there for a fortnight. But I'll upload them onto YouTube as well as soon as they appear on my video section. So you'll be able to watch the videos on YouTube and on my Twitch channel. Once this sort of broadcast stops, so I'll probably stop it in the break after game 5. Stop it for a few seconds just so it records and saves on the video section, then start again. There we go. So yeah, the Forney got challenged off from Colin, so and he plays Vag, knowing in full knowledge what his opponent has, which was quite a valley rank. So yeah, a bit of an early boost for Colin after that. Howard's still stuck with his 5-val rack, of course, but yeah, nothing great really. Like now he got left PWE, so it's not the greatest to leave really, but looks like Colin's picked pretty well here. He's got a good. Just a case of where he wants to play his shunted, and he goes for the QIS, which seems reasonable. Bit of extra score, and actually a little bit more defensive as well. So that's a big early lead for Colin, the UK team, and 96 points the difference. Bit more scoring potential for Howard now. With a K and the M. Doesn't go too badly with the P. But it's actually a little bit awkward. The vowels are kind of the wrong vowels for these letters, really. Well, for the K anyway. You'd like to parallel that K with the E in shunted, but obviously K is not good. So you'd be maybe looking at piked or mic'd or something like that. Quite open, but you are nearly 100 behind, so was maybe too open at this stage, maybe? I don't know. I'm not seeing anything great in the top from A12. I mean, that's kind of the obvious place. We got for Mink keeping Ped. It's reasonable, but I don't know. I might have preferred Mike or something Pike, to be honest, to that. But it does open up nice bonus lanes. They're not easy to obscure or block realistically, so I don't know. So it's pretty clunky stuff for Colin, but not too bad. I'm able to score with that. Because of how, again, there may be a balance here between opening up too much with what he's got. I mean, the best score is going to be things like Bowel, but they're very open. So yeah, you could go. A pretty blocky option would be Vlog. Would it be kind of defensive? You could do that. It's not a bad leave. I mean, well, relatively speaking, I mean it's a bad leave. Everything's a bad leave in his wreck, but it's one of the better leaves available. Could play something like Wolf down here. You could probably a little bit better in some instances Vowel, but it does create a hotspot here for the chain Z. So Colin's going for a bit more score, but he has left absolute crap basically. BLGV I think was his lead, which is not pretty to say the least. He's actually been pretty lucky because he's picked 2 vowels, but that could have been gone absolutely horribly wrong. And I wouldn't. The thing I didn't like about that was because you're putting yourself in a situation where you're basically 80 to 100 up. You don't want to change because then it brings your opponent within a bonus. So you don't want to leave yourself in that situation. You want to keep on keeping that lead at about 100, so you know that even if your opponent bonuses, which is pretty much inevitable at some point, that you're still ahead basically. Whereas he could have put himself in a situation where he has to exchange, and then if he has to exchange it this time on this move, then his lead is no longer, he's basically, if his opponent bonuses, then he's behind. That's what I don't like, but he got pretty lucky with his pickup there, and also Corpse set him up very nicely for Bog. So that definitely could have gone wrong in many ways. I mean, the odds of picking up 3 consonants to what he kept, they're not that insignificant. It's probably like 15-20%. Pretty like 20% chance. Actually, that might be about 20% that he doesn't pick up a vowel there. So, and then pretty good on, most of the time he only picks up 1 vowel. So he's not in good shape, and he could be in the same predicament next to. So yeah, I didn't like Walk at all, but it worked out for him in the end. Wirt goes down for Howard's, 90 points difference, UK leading, and no floating A for floating I even for that rack. Because there's actually, you can have it without the I as well. I knew you could have villain without the second I. I didn't think you could have villainy without the second I. But there you go. Well, I didn't play, I don't think, but yeah, villainy was on his rack, but not available anywhere. Now Levy does a good job of closing that troublesome floating E and D down pretty well. The Y doesn't give much away. Wirt from Howard a couple of moves ago. That's created a nice triple opening which is going to stay there for quite some time. And that's the sort of opening you want when you're about 100 behind it, because there's no value in blocking that if you're your opponent. So it's going to sit there for a long time. And that sort of opening gives you potential for 80-90 points at any moment, which is what you want. You want a volatile board. So that's where it goes. So anyway, Colin to go. He's 81 up. Pretty promising letters, but again, the board is blocked to everything pretty much other than that T, and you need an S on this board. There's 3 S's to come and 2 blanks, so there's plenty to come, plenty of damaging things to come, but Colin doesn't have any of them, and that's kind of a worry for him. Tag joins the next Scrabble Cup. So yeah, that's the elusive Paul Allen, for those who are wondering. So yeah, Colin's gone. He's gone for an indirect block to that T. So yeah, we don't have another commentator at the moment. So yeah, that's Tag Ham join. I was remarking about he's a player, not a commentator. But yeah, Ulner. The good thing about Ulner was it indirectly blocks that T threat from the top right corner, and also scores a little bit. And it also obscures the Y as well, which is less of an issue but it's in a factor. But yeah, the Ulner does a good thing to block all that non-S threats. I mean, you can't do much about the Gem and Fab. Both Fab takes an S for those who don't know. So that you can't really do much about those without sacrificing a ton of points at best, basically. So, but you could do something about the T and the Y and Levy. So Ulner did a good job of showing that. Colin's still not got that S. He'd like to see an S, or he'd love to see a blank, basically. I mean, in a situation, I'd be trying to basically turn over tiles as much as possible to get an S or a blank to kind of finish things off. Interesting. Colin has gone for Vim. He's gone the opposite way. He's keeping the Z back. The Z is good because, I mean, Z's a good tile anyway, but in this situation, if your opponent bonuses, they're going to particularly, I mean, you'd think your opponent's going to bonus up here if they have the S, rather than here. But if they do bonus here, then it's going to open up lots of counter plays. So that's why you'd probably choose here. Even though you're behind, you don't want to give your opponent 50 points straight back. So, yeah, there's still plenty of life in this game anyway. So yeah, Colin's gone for more of a manager's rack and minimise turbo, but I'd love to play off more tiles because I want an S or a blank to finish things off, and basically your opponent at some point is going to get one of these bonuses here or here from D3 or K1. Your opponent's going to bonus at some point. Otherwise, they're going to lose. Obviously, if they don't bonus, they're going to lose. So you're assuming, right, they're going to bonus, and what are they going to do? So you want something to counter play with. And obviously, it's better if you have your own bonus. It's even better. But Z, if you don't have a bonus, then Z's pretty great for hitting back with 40-50 points. And this is where all those kind of marginal players earlier, where you kind of like where Colin played Walk, like all those sort of things do matter when you're getting towards this stage, because whether you're 50 points up or 80 points up or 100 points up, it all matters. It all, it dictates how you play, because you basically want to be in a situation where if you're a bonus up, you want to be a bonus plus 20, 30 up, so you can absorb a bonus and still win. But as I say, the unseen tiles, there's still plenty of player left in this. There's still plenty of sort of real estate, and particularly with Vim. I mean, the reason I don't like Vim is because interesting. Vim makes a third opening, so I mean it's definitely a negative, but wow. That's Colin's managed to pick up a bonus with his Z, so that's pretty handy. So where does Colin play? So Colin's going to be probably happy as that other line for his S now. Nice comfort. Wow, that is super. I'm not sure. Was it worth? I don't know. I might have considered playing Agnize as the mod, but then again it opens up triple. I don't know. There's an interesting choice dilemma, I think, where you play Agnize there, because that has opened up a triple, which, given you're going to be 130, 140 up, that might be the only way. Well, I mean, it's not the only way, but it might be quite a considerable way that you lose. So, as it happens, it's probably going to work out for Colin with this particular set of letters. Although I'm not sure he would have. Yeah, I mean, Howard has Pedalos and Deposal. There's his two bonuses here, so he would have got. He didn't know Deposal. So yeah, Deposal would have been a lot better because you're hitting a double word score. But yeah, looking pretty good for Colin. He's in one of those situations where he'd love to. He probably should take out the triple here, because there's still two. Even though you've just had two blanks, two bonuses, there's still two blanks unseen. So yeah. Is there any A's left? There's one A left. So the A is actually pretty good. I mean, it's not brilliant, but it's pretty reasonable for getting a triple through. Because there aren't any more A. Well, there's only one A to come, so it's going to be a pretty good floater anyway. So yeah, just mentioned chat, playing through the yeah, I mean, potentially, I think if I get mixed up with this one because it's what's it, episode localized Cephaloid. I think Cephaloid would have been good. Yeah, Cephalide would have been definitely better than Pedlos. And yeah, it leaves lots of open areas, lots of open. Yeah, you're leaving Vims because you know your opponent's probably going to play through. After you play Cephalide, your opponent's probably going to play through that Anak Nice like 99.9% of the time, or play indirectly through, you know, to the H triple basically, H1 triple. Wow, that's pretty interesting from Colin. So yeah, Road. Wow, cooing. Yeah, so now we've got a live game again. Probably only briefly. If there's another, yeah, there's. So yeah, 35 points difference, but unfortunately, as far as spectating this game goes, Colin has fairly straightforward bonus back here, which is probably gonna. Yeah, it should be game over as long as he plays a bonus here, I think. I mean, he's got a bonus through the O. I can see he's got through the I. He could have played onto the made Spa from M1 across. Could have played Turtles. Sluttier looks pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, it's alright. My girlfriend's not watching, so 101 difference. Sluttier's gonna kill it off, and the only way I can win is if I challenge this off challenge from Howard. That's good. 106 down difference. He had pretty good wreck. He could have played Ariest and Spa, but it's been blocked. So yeah, that's game over really. There's nothing. Oh, there is a J. Well, there is. That's 13, 26. I make it 362, 80 points. Well, no, it was still game over really. Even with the bonus, which isn't playable anyway. So it's this one's over really. So we're gonna catch up with another game. Well, we've not seen Athasiac. We've not seen them yet. Who are they playing? Anybody? Oh, we haven't seen. Oh well, that's that one's pretty much over as well. I think. Safe to say. Looks like a 9-timer, was it? Lentoids front and fork. Jesuitic and Lentoids. Yeah. GG. So yeah, that's a one. Looks like the South Africans have got a win there. Hightower, we've not watched them yet. Well, they're playing Tiger. Oh, that's fairly. Yeah, that's looking a bit blowout-y as well. Swaley's going down. That's 125 up for the South African Tiger. So yeah, let's find a more competitive. Let's see the. Is Tagan playing one of his games yet, or is it just some random? Yeah, it's random. Yeah, I haven't seen STWL. Ooh, that's a good game. STWL is that. Let me have a look. So, oh yeah, STWL is Chris Cummins from the UK, and that's against Yuma 3, which is Die Mason or Die Mason from the South African team. Okay, so it's a pretty good game. Let's have a look at the moves. This is round 4, must be. Unless I'm losing count. Let's have a look at the game. So yeah. So we got South Africa on the left and UK on the right. And Yuma, oh, that's H was handy. With a 39 points lead for Yuma now. For the South African team. And nothing left in the bag. And that's what Yuma is looking at. FIIKO blank. So you'd think that's enough to withstand anything here from Chris, unless Chris has an out bonus. Let's have a look. So there's only really, well, sort of awkward ending bonuses from the 14 column, making orb or something like that, or potentially through the R and the E in wastrel. Yeah, let's look like a win for South Africa here. Oh, because it's swap as well. What about that? Yeah, for those who don't know, Chris Cummins on the right, STWL, he's a very quick player in real life. He's also very quick on ISC by looks thing. Plays very, very fast. So this sort of him having 11 minutes 25 left isn't unusual. Ooh, wow. Chris actually had a bonus through the E there. Interesting. I thought that might have been something. I didn't see it myself. Zisifer found it for me. So yeah, Chris has ET left. We had a bonus through the E in wastrel. That may be the game because you think Uma's fork would be enough, but I don't know where does ET go on this board. But yeah, so Chris had Fretsum through the E in wastrel. So yeah, that would have definitely won. I'm desperately looking around to see if Chris needs 18 to tie, and he's only managed 11. So yeah, Fretsum was winning losing. I don't know if Chris would Chris know Fretsum. I don't know. That's the trouble with playing so fast is you used to have a cursory glance. You're so used to just looking at things quickly and not really. It's like you should use all your time really to make sure beyond any reasonable doubt that you don't have a bonus there. But yeah, so yeah, that's one for South Africa. I think it's around round 4. No, round 3. I don't know. I lost track. Let's see where we are. So let's find another game. Maybe not. Oh yeah, that was. Ah yes, it was. We'll watch Paul Allen and I don't even want to try and pronounce that. Mad. Let's call him Mad. Save my. So yeah. So Mad is Solomon Leporo. I hope I'm getting that, pronouncing something right. And this, I think, let me have a look. See, I think this is from round 1, maybe. Let me have a look. No, it's not. It may be. Yeah, it's yeah. It'll be round 4, maybe. Let me have a look. Round 4 is it? That makes sense. Yeah, this is a round 4 game. We have the round 3 standings up now. So let's have a look at that. Ooh, wow. So UK is taking an even bigger lead now. So after round 3, minus those 3 games from Paul Allen, who's played those later. The scores are UK 20, South Africa 7. So that's 13 games lead already. It's pretty massive. And of the individuals, we've got the 3 unbeaten UK players. That's Rick Kennedy, Chris Cummins, and Natalie Zolty. And one from South Africa, Stephen Gruss. So yeah. So, yeah, there was a pretty dominant round for the UK. Looked like another 7-2 round for the UK in that last round. So yeah, it's a big lead already. So yeah, then this is a round 4 game. There'll be a break after round 5, I believe. You can probably see it better than me because I've got the schedule on my Twitch page somewhere. So yeah, Paul got a bit of an early lead with that Zoril. So I'll list you the moves for you. So yeah, Zoril, number 5 points with the challenge. So yeah, looking pretty good for Paul Allen, the UK team here. He's getting a little bit low on time, but again, that's another. Yeah, that's again, Paul's used to being low on time. Well, I wouldn't say anybody's really used to it, but you get better at dealing with the stress. It should be less of an issue with ISC being low on time because that's all the tile tracking and scoring and so on is automated. So nothing worse than knowing you're low on time and then you've got no way to. You find out that your tracking's out and you've got like 2 minutes of time left. So Mads is sitting with a bonus here, I can see. They have Parenti from C1. Maybe something else on here, I don't know. Oh. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, Parenti would have brought things back a bit. Parenti is a native Australian word, apparently. A large Australian lizard. That would have played from C1. Of course, none of the 7s fitted or anything like that. But yeah, it's quite a big miss, really. So I would have got things a bit more closer, but yeah. Unfortunately, it's been missed, but Mads keeping nice rack leaves. I'm hopefully get a bonus next turn to keep things tight. Tag some reasonable rack. Could have plenty of scoring ability here. You could play Slink, make him Pell, for instance. You want to take out that easy 7 lane, make it a little bit harder. It's an option. You might not want to do that yet. Yeah, it's gone for risk. Fair enough. The thing is with that 14A column is any bonus there is going to essentially open. If you're putting bonuses in that 14 column, they're going to give quite a lot back, and they can only score so much. Whereas if you played Slink and they get the bonus down here, then they're getting the triple word, so it improves their bonus. But I mean, it makes it a lot harder. But you're keeping risk is more about keep control, and yeah, Blench is pretty much. I think that's pretty much over now. Nearly over 170 ahead. It's going to be pretty much over, I think. So, see if there's anything else to come. There's only a blank on this, but yeah, I think we'll move to one of the other games. Who have we not seen yet? So watch Pike against Mitsurugi. Looking good for Mitsurugi there. UK team sitting with Orchard, but obviously blocked out. So yeah, that was pretty much over. Looks like another win for UK. I haven't watched much of Goldilocks, so let's see what they're doing. Goldilocks is winning that one against. Oh yes, yes, we already seen it. So check that one. Checked out that one earlier. Let's see. Let's have a look. Another game. So yeah, these are mostly going to be fourth round. This is a close one. That's better. That's what's left. Looks like Natalie's going to edge. Won quite a lot of tight games, Natalie. Looks like she can eke this one out as well. So let's see if her move's been played. Yeah. Was a strange move. Doesn't look like gives you any chance of winning, but so yeah, Lay goes down for Natalie. Pretty safe score, just making sure you play something legitimate at this point, and you're gonna win. So yeah, looking good for Natalie. Respond was the big one there. Yes, double. Massive play. Yeah, another bonus to Natalie. 3 bonus to 2 in this one. So yeah, for those who I'll give you the Centre Star link. The ratings on the Centre Star coverage are looks like to be Wesper ratings. So you can see the UK has quite a big advantage. I mean, basically 10 of the best 11 players by Wesper ratings are UK players, so they do have a sort of advantage and expected to, quite a big favourite. That's kind of playing out so far, but still a long way to go, of course. So Neil Endodo plays Furs for 7, but really trying to block Via or Rive above the F in Fishy, I guess, or Vario. Are there any other outs for Natalie on this one? I don't think so. I'm having a good look. Maybe some sort of clever out somewhere there. No, I don't see any other outs. Let's have a look, see if there's any other games we should catch up. I think we're pretty much all but done for the round 4, so quite. So there'll be another game after this one, round 5. And then there'll be a break, and I think the first game after it is 3 o'clock, but I'll let me just double check that. And don't have a schedule on my computer. So yeah, it doesn't look like there's any outs for Nelly, but not a big deal. I wonder why Furs over Funds, but I don't know. Is none more flexible? I don't know. So yeah, Rev goes down for Natalie, 13 points, 52 the difference. Yeah, thanks, Senor. I'll sort it out after lunch. It's tricky to do it now with only one game left. But yeah, I'll definitely try and sort it out for during the lunch break, maybe if you're around then. So yeah, more goes down. Nonny would have gone out, but doesn't really matter at this point. So it's a win for the UK team, Natalie's at 485-434, 51 points difference. Is that all games? Let's watch one with Andrew. Seen Andrew yet? Is this round 5? Let me double check. Round 5. Let's see. Oh no, it's not. Second round. Oh, look at the wrong round. That would help. Yeah, this is a round 5 game, so starting a bit earlier than the others. To Howard to go, South African representative. Something with Aliena. Doesn't look like there's anything fits on the G. Look like Aliena didn't go either. It's a little annoying, but nail goes down. Just keep 2 E's back, which is maybe not ideal. Andrew. Well, Andy, a little bit clunky wreck. 13 points of difference. South Africa with a little bit of a lead in this one. But, early days. Not the greatest of wrecks. Probably looking to play. I would like to play that. Well, N definitely. BP is an ugly combination. So that's one of the least synergistic combinations you can get in Scrabble. And the F doesn't make things any better either. So you'd love to get rid of one of the BPs and the N. That's probably the limit of your ambition with this rack, because you don't really have the flexibility to do much else. Maybe play something like Snap or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, go for Fab. Get 2 ends PS. It's a better leaf for bonusing, but it's a little bit more in the air what you pick, more volatile. But it's definitely better for bonus. If you pick out vowels with that, great. Well, of course, you're more likely to get stuck with something rubbishy. They have no vowels and you have to exchange, but yeah, hard to weigh up really. But that does create a bit of a hotspot at E5 for Howard to come back. An R, for instance, go there. Nothing else really, but on this board there's pretty much nothing to go on really. There's this area here, this area, and the rest mainly bonus potential really. It's pretty dead for sort of short players. Just check that schedule for you. So yes, the schedule is break after this game. first round. Obviously, some of the games are starting a bit later than this one. And game 6 will be at 3 o'clock UK time, so it's like an hour from now. Will be game 6. Yeah, not a great deal to do on this move. I mean, that's the obvious scoring play, but it leaves pretty horrible. Double L, double E is not the greatest, but there wasn't much else on offer really. And yeah, that was the risk. There was a greater risk. I mean, there was always a risk, whatever Andy played with that rack, that he would be vowelless, but by only playing 3 off, he increased that risk. But yeah, the good thing is, on this board, he's not going to fall too much behind by losing a turn, because there's nowhere to score really, other than bonuses. Like your average smooth score for a top level game is probably 35-40, but on this board you're probably nearer 30, 25, 20. So exchanging is less of a big deal than it would be usually. So going for a more volatile lead is probably reasonable. Really, always picked out some more S's. Sexy S. So it's 37 points difference. 37 lead for the South African player. 60 goes down pretty quickly. Pretty much equalised the game, but oh, big pick up for Howards. Got a blank now, and that G's looking pretty handy in the top left. We're going to see a massive bonus going down pretty quickly. Yeah, any bonuses? Shout them out in chat. Yeah, the ING is looking very inviting, I must say. Yeah, yeah, fell out before sexy would have been a good combination. Yeah, that's one I like, those sort of double sort of random double anagram pairs. Got Felate and Leaflet. I'll let you think of your own sort of links between the two there. Oh wow! Ooh. Well, that was a big miss. That's a bit of a shocker, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, they're actually. I mean, there were 2 bonuses to the G in the top left. Maybe just didn't see the G. I don't know. I mean, you can. It happens in online. You kind of get more focused, whereas I think people have better board vision when they're playing in real life than on PC, and get laser focused on particular areas of the board or whatever. But yeah, not seeing evicting or coveting. There's a pretty big misses. Talking best part of 100 points there. I mean, Howard's still going to have the blank, but I mean, CTN blank's not the best leave anyway, so it's not necessarily going to turn into a bonus next move. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a big difference between playing online and playing in kind of in person, the board vision and everything else. I mean, I always thought, when I was half decent at the game, I used to always think that, like, playing on ISC puts you into bad habits. with regards to your kind of real life play. I mean, particularly if, I couldn't be bothered anyway playing online. I just play fast games, still play 1 minute games and stuff. I couldn't be bothered concentrating properly, so everybody's different though. I mean, some people get a lot out of playing online, which is fair enough, but it wasn't for me. But yeah. Howard's picked 2 vowels out, so he's not done too badly. Is there anything that goes though? Is that right? Mold has kind of blocked all the instantly obvious bonuses through the E. What do you reckon? Anything through that L? Yes, document going backwards on Clabber's documents. But yeah, there is one bonus that plays to the L, but it's kind of tricky-ish, but I'd expect a top player to spot it and find it and know it, because it comes up. It's pretty high probability, but it depends how you study, I guess. If you study by probability, I would expect somebody to find it pretty easily, but if you don't study by probability, you just know lots of different random words. Then, so yeah, the only bonus I could see there was uncolted, which uncolt is a Shakespearean word that means to unhorse, basically. Wow, it's been punished. That bonus has been punished with duplicates, while Andrew gets sieges down for 75, big play, and that's turned an even game into very much UK's favour. 59 the difference. And not inviting wreck a lot. It's pretty easy to resolve. Play dunt or tund. Assuming there aren't any kind of bonuses on you. Yeah, you need apparently you need floating ease with this wreck, unnetted and untented. For the only possibilities, but tund or dunt from the left, or would do. But runt, yeah, runt is a little bit more consonant heavy. Let's have a look at those unseen. Oh, I'll also give tenement back. Yeah, so it's pretty well. It's made an even game into a one-sided game very quickly. Although how it's going to hit back here, surely. So we've got Trollins mentioned in chat. Let's have a look what's unseen, if there's an I. Yeah, there's only one N-I-N combination to come. This I-N-G. Basically, Howard needs an I-N-G bonus to, I think, realistically get back in this game. Is there any Z's? Z's gone. So yeah, there's not really much damaging potential here. So yeah, is there any sort of fancy nines maybe? The trouble is, things plays through these letters are going to really kill the board. You might be better playing some like non-rated off this N to keep things a little bit more open. Howard's going to need 2 bonuses. Probably needs two bonuses and a bit of help, like high scoring bonus or to get back in it. Because I mean, at this point, where does Howard bonus? There's the G, and that's it. And No, there were 2 9s for the EM. Yeah, I don't think. No, I don't think that EM9s didn't quite fit. Yeah, this is over now. Horrible pickup for. I mean, it's not actually. I guess Jut leaves some vague possibility, but yeah, it's not looking good for Howard. Yeah, the bonus miss is kind of snowballed, I think. That's the way it goes with Scrabble. Things very, you know, they get lucky and it doesn't make any difference, or it can snowball really heavily, and this one snowballed. Let's see what else there is to come. I mean, there is a blank to come, but yeah, looking pretty desperate. Played Jow. Oh, I played Jow. You really need to play Jut there. There's. I mean, from Andrew's perspective, he's got the IN, so he doesn't have to worry about this bonus lane in the top left. That's the only way he loses realistically. I mean, obviously, how it's going to open stuff up and block it and whatnot. That's quite an aggressive play from Andy. But I mean, even this bonus lane here, it's not going to score anything because it's all face value apart from the triple S. So 70 or 80 isn't a threat to Andy with the score as it is. Although, I mean, it seems unnecessary really to do that, but I don't know. So yeah, the nice big play of Bo in the top right, in case anybody missed it. So that's brought Howard in within a threat, and now this lane here is a worry because the scores are close enough for it to matter. I mean, Andy's now losing to a bonus along this bottom, a lane which he created. So yeah, what are the threats looking like? I mean, it's not too. I mean, it doesn't look like there's anything realistically going from A1, but I mean, there might be. But yeah, I mean, Andy's created his own problems here by creating an opening, which meant that Howard could then concentrate on scoring rather than having to open something. If you know what I mean. Once Howard doesn't have to open, he's allowed to play 30, 40 point move. I mean, yeah, he probably would have had to have opened something up here or here and scored well, but it would have been less flexible. But yeah, Andy's the architect of his own little downfall here if it goes against him. I mean, the unseen don't look that great, but I mean, there's a T in the bag, there's Grapple, Earplug. I mean, there's definitely bonuses there. Let's see. If the A's in the bag, he's probably fine. The G is in the bag. Not seeing anything with the G in the bag yet. Let me have a look. No, there actually aren't any 7s at all with the G in the bag, which is interesting. L's in the bag. Nothing with an L in the bag. P in the bag. Yeah, there's a few with the P in the bag got Golter and Tagular and stuff. What's next? So yeah, this So it looks like there's 2 or 3 to worry about. So how does Andy block them, I guess, is the question. You can try and do it indirectly, but I'm not sure whether that works. Like you could do something like that, but that probably doesn't. No, that doesn't really block everything either. He's definitely created problems for himself here. I guess he could just do something like that. I think that would work. I don't think there's anything using the S as a blank. So you could do something like that to block. It's as good as anything I've seen so far. Yeah, you two as well. It's the same thing. I left the blank. Blank was in the bag. There you go. Well, there you have it. But yeah, he created a few problems, headaches for himself there, did Andy, but you'd be glad to see the blank in the bag and pick it up. So it looks like another win for the UK team, which is doing very well so far. Let's have a look at that and see, just to confirm. Yeah. So yeah, this looks like a win for the UK team. Extending their lead. Let's swap to another game. Not seen Steve G, I don't think. So watch that game. Oh, that looks like another win for the UK team as well. Let's have a look. See Chris. See how Chris is going. It's a pretty close game. Chris with 59 up against Tiger. Yeah, looks pretty good. 85 up. 6 in the bag. That looks good for another UK win. Let's have a look elsewhere. So let's see how Thasiak's going with Gerald. So UK 102 up in that one. Pretty dead board by the looks of it. So looking good for the UK again. Looking pretty dominant of the UK team, certainly. Let's have a look. Hightower. Looks like a big win for Yuma on this one. Let's die. Die or Diane. Yeah. A bit of a gander's come down, but still 98 difference. Yeah, that's pretty much over. So that's 1 for the South African side. Let's pull back. Let's have a look at Nelly. And another big bit of a blowout there. 200 difference. That's another UK win. Colin, let's have a look at that one. Yeah, that's a pretty close game. Yeah, let's stick with this one. 36 the difference. Ikobi to play with a blank. 36 down, representing the South African side. Pool, pretty rubbish really, but E's not too bad. So it could be a tight one this. Colin with the initiative and lead, but Ike with the firepower potentially to get a bonus or use that blank. So yeah, Colin to play, 7 points up. He's got all the E's, but can he score anywhere? Is there anywhere that's any kind of bonus threats on this board? There's not a great deal of areas for bonusing really, but there's 9 tiles in the bag, so there's still plenty of time to get outrun. So I'm probably looking to see where he can get a decent score. Not worried probably too much about the bonusing at this point. This looks a bit of a hot spot for scoring, but there's no queue left, so I could go for something like that. UA for 27. It's going to see. There's one big worry with BEY is it takes an O, and that's created a rather nice scoring spot and bonus spot for Ike to hit. Do they have anything? That's a question though. Are there any bonuses using that obey hook? See, yeah, that was a bit of a mistake from Colin. I haven't seen anything. You got ramrods, but that doesn't fit. Mirror door, that doesn't fit armoured. Well, I don't think there's anything that fits, but there's definitely a very inviting opening, to say the least. Let's have a look at that bag again. That unseen. Very, very, very vowel heavy. And there was another reason why Colin should have played UEY, not BEY. The B was actually handy to score with, which he might need at some point. But yeah, creating an obey hook was definitely very, 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 very bad idea on a board that's pretty much otherwise dead. And the trick here for Ikobi is to try and create something else or score a lot off it, basically. He's got two strategies. He can play both. He can ignore it altogether and try and open up a line here. Say, playing something like, I mean, this was pretty blocky, so it's not really great, but I could go all out for it and do something like that. And there's quite a few E's and A's, so there's some sort of tangible threat there. You can even do something like this to create another lane. The fact that Colin has created that lane means Icaster either, you know, it means he can now open the board and Colin can't completely shut everything down. Like if you have a board and there's no great openings, and you create one for your opponent, then they can either use it or create two openings, create a second opening, and you can't block both. Which is why BEY was such a bad idea. I mean, he maybe didn't think of obey, but if he did, then it was a really bad move. And I don't agree with Rom at all. It doesn't really. What does it achieve really? It's kind of. I mean, it doesn't. To be fair, it doesn't totally block that spot, which is the good thing. But I mean, Colin can just play EF, and he wins pretty much always. And you know this after you play Rom. I mean, that's just perfect for them to play two tiles and leave one of the bags. So yeah, I mean that's not to say. I mean there's still options. There's still a chance that Ikobi could hit something from 10A down onto the L. So it's no, you know they've still got a chance, but there's still probably some things you can hit through here. But Rom didn't really improve the chances. There's probably still something you can hit with the X as well, but yeah. Either create another opening, as is shown, or score more elsewhere and leave that spot open as a headache for your opponent. Because I mean, Colin might not even have seen obey anyway. so he might not even have blocked it. So I got a suggestion of diagram. Don't think it would score that much. Yeah, a diagram from the ROM player. Yeah, that would have been interesting. I'm always doing that when I'm playing 1 minute games. I click on the time to reset my rack, and then I end up bringing up the profile picture. That's why I suck at 1 minute games. Yeah, diagram would have been nice for 50 odds or 50 thereabouts from the ROM player. Definitely worth a consideration. Definitely, I mean, it's pretty much an even game, I guess. Would have been 6 in the bag. The only problem thing with diagram would have emptied the bag. So even though you'd probably like marginally ahead or so, I mean, you empty the bag, so your chances aren't very good. Because they're probably going to go out in 2, like 80-90% of the time without a problem. Well, yeah, I think let's have a look at the bags. I mean, there are probably things you can fish off here to give you some sort of play into that L. I'm assuming there aren't any already because I'm not looking that hard, but let's have a look. Yeah, there's no bonus of the L yet. But what could you hit? I mean, that's basically a priority here. So the way to win is dump something. I mean, dump an ore there and try and hit something onto this L. I guess that's the way of winning. Or maybe see that's never going to win really against anyone decent because they just come down with you and that's over. Unless of course you hit something on the X. Is there anything up with that X? So yeah, the problem with OU is it just makes it easy for your opponent to block everything. It's like that. Even if you play it up and you have that rack, then at least it creates a bit of a headache. And I mean, if they played that off with op, they would now have a bonus onto that L. They would have anhedral, which is admittedly a tough spot, but and of course, I mean, the other thing is the trouble is op might not have scored enough after they play onto it. If they hit the triple with op, if they play like Huey or something, they might be able to outrun your bonus on the L. I don't know. I haven't worked it out yet. But I mean, you've still got some miracle play through the eye that you could hit. Or the thing is, you don't have to work out all the things you can hit. You just work out what gives you a chance. And OU in judo gave you no chance, realistically. Op maybe gives you a chance. You don't know because you're running out of time, under time pressure and everything else. Can't work everything out, and then you might just turn out you have got a chance, and maybe it turns out you don't have a chance. But you got to give yourself a shot, really. So yeah, looks like Colin's going to nick this one for the UK. 54 the difference. Pride goes down. I didn't agree with Paul particularly because there was some sort of weird, unlikely chance that Ike could hit a big out into. I mean, you don't know, but I mean, what does Anna? I mean, there's some possibility that they get something better with Dried, and then they have AN or something add-on to go out with. So leaving yourself UUI was very slightly risky. I mean, again, it's one of those things you don't you don't know for sure, but you don't want to leave something there where you've missed some massive play and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's one for Colin and continuing the dominance of the UK really. Any games left? Nope, looks like they're all gone. Alright, so that looks like all the games for the first sort of half is done. There's going to be a break now. I'm just going to see what the latest standings are, and then I'll put some adverts out, and then I'll kind of stop the stream and then restart again. Just so anybody who's missed earlier games, they can catch up on the videos section of the Twitch. So let me have a look at the standings, see what's up. So the team standings after round 4, it was 26 to the UK and 11 to South Africa, so that's a 15 game lead. I think going through the games, it looked like it's pretty much more or less the same in round 5. UK seem to be winning most of them. Let's have a look at the individual standings for round 4. Everybody's dropped a game now, with apart from Natalie. Natalie is the only unbeaten player on won all 4 games. Obviously, Paul Allen's still catching up with his game, so he's only played 1, which he won. But yeah, Natalie leading the way individually with 4 wins, spread at +251. And a lot of players on 3 and 1. We've got Paul Gallen, Chris Vickery, Chris Cummins, Bob Violet, Rick Kennedy, all the UK team on 3 and 1. Also on 3 and 1 is Stephen Brust, and yeah, next player is on 2 and 1 because they haven't played Paul Allen yet. Southland's Guy Mason, and lots of players on 2 and 2. Five players on 2 and 2. So yeah. So that's all the standings we have so far. Let's see if the round 5's gone in yet. Here we go. So round 5 standings, yeah, another good round for the UK team. So latest score is 33 to the UK and 14 to South Africa. So it's a 19 game lead. The winning target is 100.5. So nearly a third of the way there. The UK team. So yeah, they're doing well. Hopefully, after the break, they can have a bit of a comeback from South Africa and make things a bit more interesting. Let's have a look at the individual standings after game 5. Natalie's still unbeaten, 5 wins. Chris Vickery, Paul Gallen, and Rick Kennedy on 4 and 1. Die on 3 and 1 for the game. Got that game against Paul. So there we are, on 3 or less. Okay, that's it for now. As I say, I'm going to cut the stream just for a few seconds, just so the this video shows up in the video section, so you can catch that if you've missed any games and so on. I'll run an ad just to see if it works. see how much of a fraction of a pence I get for running an advert. Okay, so yeah, we'll be back at in 25 minutes at 3 o'clock. Until then, it'll just be nothing very interesting happening. Thanks. Catch you all later.